Testing one, two, three. If you can hear me, Andrea, please let me know that you can hear me. How are you this afternoon? Testing one, two, three. Testing one, two, three. Hippie Code. Hello, Hippie Code. How are you? Are you new? Hello, everybody. Let me just make sure. I'm very paranoid live streaming. I don't know why I still feel this way. I've been live streaming for a long time. But every time, guys, every time something shuts down, I have no control. So I'm trying to gain control. Ooh, my door is, I can't read. Anyway, you guys have to tolerate with my, whatever you see right now. How are you? If you are new to my channel, please don't be shy and tell me where you are watching from. And when you guys have questions for me, keep it as specific as humanly possible, because when you are, I can direct specifically to your question. For example, you're interviewing, great. Where, what role, what level, if you have it, and what state or country, because every geography and market are completely different, okay? So if we're meeting for the first time, my name is Holly Lee. I am a leadership career coach. I have been in interview training and corporate training for 26 years, guys. I live stream every single Tuesday at 11 a.m. now, used to be afternoon Pacific Standard, and 2 p.m. Eastern, in answering all of your questions. Today, I wanted to focus on two topics. Normally, the topics, can't talk. Topics, excuse me, guys. Cheers, coffee. Coffee first, and you people later, okay? Hang on. The topics that I talk about every Tuesday has a lot to do with my members, my community members on LinkedIn and also on YouTube. By the way, thank you so much for all of those who's been following me for a while on YouTube. We're about to reach 44,000 subscribers. It means a lot for a creator like myself, because without you guys showing up to this live stream, why the hell am I wasting my time talking to myself in the camera, right? So it's highly important that you are engaged, okay? I can tell how many people are watching. So if you are truly new, make sure you smash the subscribe and like button in this video, because Google really love the algorithm, okay? Before I forget, I am the founder of my own company, which I often forget, as you can see. I own VIP coaching. I teach a group of 10 to 15 max leadership folks who are interested in a job with big tech company or company in general going through the transition. If you're interested, the link is right there for you. So now let me just go back. There you go. Let me move myself up here. This is like, there you go. Right up here. All right. Emma, not Emma, Emin, sorry. Emin, hello, hello. Always welcome former folks as well, former and current. All right, let's get started here really quick, okay? First, let me give you guys a brief, I can't, what is wrong with me? Holly, get together. It's so hot outside in Arizona. It's 95 degrees. I feel like my brain I'm slowly fading away, guys. Bear with me here. Let's do this again. I want to give you guys a quick market data update. Oh my God, help me. Market data update, okay? Yes. And for those of you who are complaining that you have an accent or English is not your primary language, English is my fourth language, by the way. It's definitely not my second or third. And I'll talk about salary negotiation with diversity folks, such as myself, towards the end, okay? So very quickly, I want to share my screen with you guys. Sorry, guys. Like I've said, no control whatsoever. Okay, let me do this really quickly here. Let me share my screen so you guys can see exactly what I'm seeing. Ready? Right there. Okay. Um, Actually, this is annoying. Let me get. There you go. My name tag is gone. And let me do it like so, because I'm very anal. I want to make sure everything is the way it should be. All right, just like that. So if you guys have been following me for a while, I love CNBC, and um, Business Insider has the most accurate data when it comes to everything that's career related, layoffs, stock markets, technology, what's hot, who's not. So I rely on CNBC as my number one premier places. So if you guys haven't had have a chance, don't worry about writing anything down. I'll leave all the website and everything we talk about in the description afterwards. Okay. So very quickly, this is not another big major reason why I love CNBC is it's not just for the US, but it's worldwide. Here we talk a little bit about Asia. Thai pool, for example, here. I find it pretty interesting. I don't know if who here plays the stock market or who here knows who Kramer is. This is Kramer. I've been following Kramer for the last decade when I was more involved in the stock market. Lost a lot of my funds. Let's not talk about where it hits the heart the most. But Kramer is amazing. You can click on here. I'm not going to do this right now. It talks about all the stocks, primarily with the maintain company, the Amazon, Google, Netflix, Meta, so on and so forth. It also talks about the company who is about to go public and the mid-sized company who are public. So it's not just about tech. It's automotive, it's healthcare, it's bioscience or scientific, so on and so forth. So I love following Kramer. If your heart and soul is in the tech space or looking for employment, that's also another area for you to get into and learn something new. Let me make this bigger, guys. Sorry about that, so you can see. Okay. I would click on this link because it educates you on how our market is doing for those employer who are doing very well in their stocks, and I'll share the Yahoo Finance in a little bit. Those are the one who's doing fairly well, and you can see their end of Q1 earning, which is end of first quarter earning. Which, by the way, Meta Facebook is doing really well because of their contribution for the Asia market. So their equity has gone up. Okay, that has gone up a lot from I think 170, which was causing me a heart attack, to it was like 242 high sometime last week, and it's like 130, 133 or so as of today. Okay, I'll share more about that later. Um, Over here, it talks about the job total 253 in April beating expectation. I'm not going to click on any of this link, guys. You can read it. These are. It also talks about the workplace politics, discrimination, so on and so forth, with the well-known populated states such as New York, California, and etc. Okay, so CNBC is a number one place I would encourage all of you guys. You don't have to do it every day, maybe once a week. Monday is a great time because I like to know what I'm getting myself into. It sets me off for the rest of the week. So every Monday, I would come in here and I would take a look at where things are going, where things are trending, what's going on with the world in total. Okay. It talks about Samsung. It talks about everything, guys. That's why I love CNBC so much. No, they're not promoting me. I only talk about services or platform that I personally use and are a big fan of. All right. So that's CNBC. Let's go ahead and move on to this tab right here. This is CNN Business. Okay. Another one of the great site. So it talks about the labor of jobs in April, which is literally like a week ago or so. Read about it. I'm not going to pick everything up word by word. It talks about the most layoff in all of the states, 50 states in the U.S. Which one has the most? Oh, has the most. What am I saying? Which one got hit the hardest? So on and so forth. Where our economy is trending within the U.S. Earlier on, I share about CNBC. That is worldwide. This is right now, we're talking about the US. Okay. This is the graph that I find really interesting, guys. Okay. Let me show you here. This is the economy trend and only in the US for business services, healthcare, leisure, hospitals, social assistance, so on and so forth. You can kind of see the trend here. The interesting thing was if we're comparing, um, just this past April and May. Look at the trend, guys. So it looks normally during the holiday or winter section is when you see a lot of holding back positions. But now we're not seeing that. We're seeing the summer because of the recent recession. Okay. Well, people are freaking out. I don't think, I think employers are making it a bigger deal than what it is. And they're kind of following the trend of the big beasts, like, you know, the Google and the Meta layoff, and everyone just kind of freak out and follow the mothership of the world. Okay. So you guys can, if you hover up with your mouse, you can see the actual number. Um, and someone is ringing my doorbell. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. Huh. I am really sorry, guys. I have to pause for a second because nobody rings my doorbell and someone just did. You know what? Whomever it is, if it's important, they'll come back. I'm just going to keep on going. I'll just keep on going. That's what you do. Right? All right. Here, this is my favorite website of all when it comes to finances and stocks. There's a lot of platforms out there. This one is just everything I want to know, companies I care about in my face. Okay. I also follow Market Watch, which you can click on and add. I know you guys know. You guys know what I'm talking about. Market Watch, where you could have a portfolio and watch your favorite company. But here, all my favorite company is already listed here. Okay. As mentioned earlier, this is really good, guys and gals. It's trying to let you know where the companies are trending. If you click on the Meta, for example, right, it tells you why the stock had increased, how it had increases, and the trends, so on and so forth. Should you buy? Should you not? It also talks about similar industry or company that has similar technology or products and what is going on in comparison to Meta and all the news about Meta, what is going. I love it. So if your company of choice is listed on here, you could also look for it. All you have to do is simply click on it and you can literally know everything about them. All right. So with that in mind, I'm not going to talk too much about it. Let me just move this down so I could answer some Q&A. Martin, hello, Martin. Saharson, how are you? Sarah, good to see you. T, good to see you. I'm here. I wanted to answer some of your questions, all of your questions, so please give it all to me as they come in, okay? Another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about that's very important to me as far as a hot topic is salary negotiation, okay? Are you guys interested to chat about money for a second here? Let's talk about money for a second. Okay. I need to take a really deep breath because when I'm talking about a topic that I could potentially get a lot of people hating on me, I'm a creator. So my goal is to not have people like me. My goal is to simply talk to you about real life, realistic situation that I hear from my community and my customers, my personal experiences. All right. So take that as a grain of salt. But this is not new, guys. I've been in the industry, as I mentioned, for over 2 decades, over 20 years. And even the time that I used to work for like Google or like startup and Amazon, I noticed that every time when I work with women of diversity, for example, they don't really negotiate. From someone that comes from a true recruiting background, I would never give you, the candidate, the lowest offer because I'm a diversity myself. And I take everything, I nurture my candidate, you guys, um, like a business, right? Because I believe in reputation and word of mouth. But however, I'm not going to give you the highest offer because I expect you to come back and negotiate. That's what employers do. But there are so many times where I would always give them a decent offer, of course, based on your overall interview feedback, right? That is why you never want to negotiate any job offer until you get a verbal offer. I repeat, you do not want it to negotiate salary until somebody says, hey, you've done excellent. Now we're ready to issue you your total compensation. Let's talk more about that. Okay. So let's pause there for a second. I'm someone that usually fight really hard for you. From the moment you pass a loop interviewed, or I know that we're ready, my company that I work for at the time, it's ready to issue an offer. Listen, I had already pre-negotiated for you because I was that kind of recruiter at the time, or that kind of recruiting leader, where I have the best up to offer, the max, knowing that if you were to come back to ask for more, I already knew what my budget, my bandwidth, and my flexibility to close you. That's a good recruiter, okay? But it's just that ever since 2020, guys, I got to be honest, it's just there's so many women specifically that are so grossly underpaid. If you haven't watched my salary negotiation playlist, I'll leave it actually up here somewhere later on after the video. I did a collaboration with my buddy John Marty, who was a former ex Amazonian product manager, and we both talk about how we were both hiring manager at one point in our career at Amazon, and so many people were getting underpaid, but yet they don't have the courage to negotiate with a lack of confidence. So don't do that, guys. Especially right now. I don't care if it's COVID-19, the door of that is still around. I don't care if we're in a recession. There are a lot of employer, you know who you are, and I don't need to call you out. There's a lot of employer who are purposely lowballing women professional. I'm not going to repeat that. Okay. I know that because I've recently worked with a couple of them. As mentioned, I'm the CEO and founder of my leadership coaching, which is a VIP coaching. And in there alone, I'm working with a group of diversity folks. And the one thing that everyone have in common is, Holly, I think it's because of my accent is preventing me from making more money. So we talked about, because we do mock interview once a week in my VIP cohort. And I said, well, let's talk about that. What do you want to make? What do you think the market rate is? And where do you want to transition as far as salary? And then we talk about skill for the next level up job. I was blown away. I was so shocked. Some of my, by the way, to be accepted in my VIP coaching, you have to be a professional with at least 6+ years experience. I don't accept any entry level folks, right? But a lot of these folks, I even have someone that has 15 years of experience. Are you guys ready for this? 15 years of experience. I have personally worked with folks who are barely making minimum wage. I'm going to shut up right there. It is gross. It is so gross where there are so many women who feels that, well, I'm an immigrant. I've been here for a couple of years. I have my green card. I'm not a citizen, but this is what my employer offered me. I'm like, are you a consultant or are you a permanent employee for this company? Okay, so you're a permanent employee and they're not giving you health care. Red flag number one. Number two, you're making peanuts and you have to pay tax at the end of the year. So what exactly is the employer offering you here? Okay. Again, as mentioned, some employer would hate me because they know that's how they operate. I know that many of you are my YouTube followers and my YouTube community member, but one day you will own your own company. One day you will be that hiring manager. So please do me a favor and do everyone a favor. Treat people well. Okay. My YouTube community member, I would say 95% of you guys are diversity, meaning that you're not born and raised in the States. I don't know why. It just kind of happened that way. So thank you so much for keep on coming back to my channel. But I just wanted to be very authentic with you guys that it really grosses me out. It seems like every single person in the diversity spectrum that I've been working with are dealing with the same BS, the exact same thing. And I'm not cool with that. So as a coach, even in Q1, which is really the entire year of 2023 so far, minus May, I've devoted so much of my time to give more attention to diversity clients of mine because I feel like they need more attention from me than anyone else. Okay. That is because of teaching someone how to negotiate to rebuild your confidence, guys. Okay. It's not about your accent. I have an accent. Listen very carefully, guys. I have an accent. I have never, ever, ever worked for any employer. Okay. I work for a lot of employer from startup, where, you know, the CEO and co-founder don't even take me seriously because they think I have an accent. They kind of say it in the utmost professional manner, inappropriate, by the way. So I left. from Google, from Meta, Facebook, from Amazon, you name it. I've never worked for an employer where my communication skill was fluid, it was great or good. I'm not even talking about excellent or good, okay? When it comes to communication, written communication and oral communication, I am very honest up here. I've always been the average person, but if you judge me based on result, the work that I've done, I bypass a lot of the folks. I don't mean to say that in a rude way. So I feel like there is that level of unconscious bias. That's why I'm so comfortable in being vulnerable with you guys and opening up. It is a big pet peeve of mine. Pet peeve. My goodness. See that? Pet peeve of mine where if you guys feel that you're not in the US and you're really struggling, you're an ex Googler. I'm getting so many ex Googler, ex Amazon, and also ex Meta right now, where you feel like, you know what? I know I've been at Google or Meta, all this FANG company. I've been there for like 5 years, 6 years, 8 years, and I don't understand why I can't land an interview. I'm sorry, why I can't land a job offer. I think it's the way I talk. It's being diverse. I'm like, no, it's not that it's not where you came from or culturally. It is the way of how you position yourself. Because I think automatic, since English is not our primary language and we're not from the US, although I grew up in the US, I was 9 years old when I came to the US, but a lot of you guys came to the US your first job, right? 5 years ago or, 8 years ago. And that job is like Google, as an example. So you need to be adapt to the American culture where you need to get your point across very quickly to the point. Okay. That is why I teach the 1 minute elevator pitch to answer any kind of question. I'm not saying answer an interview within a minute and the interview questions, including probing question, is that's not my point. My point is it doesn't matter what anyone asks you. Get to the bottom line and focus on the meat because American people are very impatient. I don't know if y'all know this, especially right now is 8%, guys. The last time I checked was 2021. It's all over the internet. If you guys look at any of my videos on the 1 minute elevator pitch or job market update, I actually have workplace statistic from Harvard University. Microsoft did a study. It's 8% attention spam. Okay, you got 8 seconds. 8 seconds. If people don't like what you say, they're out. They're peace out. So that is the American culture. Welcome to America, y'all. Okay. So if you guys want to be truly evaluated, don't think about jobs. You need job. You need many, many jobs to pay the bill. So aside from just getting the job, because if you're mentally thinking about just jobs to pay the bill, you're going to recycle over and over and over and over again. The exhaustion is real, y'all. I've been there. I know I've been there. When I quit my job, my high paying job at Meta and have my own business and YouTube live for you guys for free, coaching for you guys for free for the first year, I know the struggle is real and I would take any consulting position as a recruiter just to pay the bill. I get it. So I've decided to stop and not do that anymore because that have set the right expectation for the right employer and clientele like you guys, where you're going to take me seriously and mentally I'm ready to take on the type of coaching for folks like you guys who's transitioning through landing the right employer. Okay. So what I'm asking you is rather than, I know this because many of you guys are in my coaching program, right? That's why I'm saying this. Even if you're not, I read your LinkedIn messages to me. When you're so busy, I apply for job, I apply. That's great that you apply for a job. It's great that you land interviewed, but that's probably like 1%. You guys do the math. Okay. If you're going through the same job applicants with a lot of the employers, they're evaluating a lot of people unless you got a great education, a great or sweet background. Sure, they'll reach out to you. But I don't know if you guys have heard, a lot of the FANG employers are laid off, okay? Did you see my statistic? 143,000 people have been laid off just in April alone. So that's what you guys are competing with. So if you're going to do that, and I also have a lot of folks who complain that the recruiters are reaching out to them and they don't like it. We're in a recession, people. If the recruiters are reaching out to you, be friends to them, but don't just kick them off, okay? There are recruiters that are also spammer as well because times are desperate right now. A lot of the recruiting folks are jobless and they create their own company. So what do? They go on job boards, they find your resume, or they go on LinkedIn and they LinkedIn with you. Or once upon a time, if your credential, which means your CV resume, it's on the job board, I'm a recruiter. I know how to search you. If you're ever on the job board, it's so easy for me to do a search and then it'll pop up right away. That's the World Wide Web. Okay. So there's a lot of that that's going on now. But what I'm trying to tell you guys is be very intentional and mindful on who you put your effort in building relationship. You need to have quality relationship with hiring managers and recruiters. You don't need to reach out to recruiter because for now, a lot of them are jobless. I'm just going to put it out there for you guys. Okay. But you have to be intentional in a sense where you want to connect with people in the same industry. Okay. But it's just that there are so many women who are afraid to negotiate where I have to I have to Google it really quick to look at the market rate. I have to look at their position title, how many years experience they have, what state or country they're in, and I have to send them a screenshot to educate I can't talk educate my clients on what their worth is. And they're shocked. Basically, the employers are offering them one third, not even half of what the market rate is. I'm not even talking about hitting the market rate. I'm talking about way below the market rate standard. Okay. That's not cool. And that's not okay. And that's not how you should be treating anybody, right? Employers, if you can't afford to hire people, if you're going to hire them to do 10 jobs anyway, why do you have to lowball them and underpay them? So I'm not okay with that. I have a big passion for diversity, folks, men or women, veterans. Um, if you're over the age of 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever that may be, just diversity in general. Okay. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Fix your resume first. Spend this time to really be interview ready because if you don't, guys, you're just going to end up with another job. You got to ask yourself, are you looking for another job or are you looking for a career? What are you looking for? Okay. If you have multiple offer, again, what do you want to do? We're in a recession right now. Yes, if I were you, I would look for stability. Okay. Is that company going to lay you off in a month, 3 months, a year max? Because we're in a recession. In the last recession, people get laid off every single month. So do you really want to accept a job because they're paying you a lot of money? Because most likely, if you're not adding value by helping the company generate revenue, they're going to let you go. Okay. That's just how it works, how the world works right now. So you got to be very mindful of that. Okay. Um, and even so, don't be afraid to negotiate. Even if a company is smaller and they can't afford you, well, maybe you shouldn't be working 80 hours a week, right? If they're paying you little, if the company doesn't have enough funding, but you really are digging your role and responsibility or the scope of the project, why are you working on the weekends, overtime, on call, and all this crap? Why do you do that? I see so many people who would just take whatever it is and be used by employer. By now, I think the employers will be hating on me. I don't care. It's my channel. I can do whatever I want. But I've been seeing so many of that where it's hard for me to come in here, guys, and be myself. But I don't want to be someone that I'm not. I have to give you guys what I'm hearing, what I'm seeing. There are a lot of employer who's hiring guys. If we haven't been connected on LinkedIn, I'm the only Holly Lee who's an ex-Amazon or who's a career coach. So make sure we are connected on LinkedIn and reach out to me if you have any questions. I do plan on offering a free Zoom mock interview or check in with my member. If you're interested in that, you have to be part of my community member by hitting join, the join button in the any of my video. It's $3.99 a month, guys. I promise you I'm not going to break a bank. That is because I don't want a bunch of spammers. I don't want a bunch of career coaches coming in. I want to make sure that people are truly coming in, needed my help, and I'm there for them. Okay. So if you're interested in that, make sure you are my member. And I will be in touch with you guys. Make sure you are linked in with me so I know exactly who you are. Now let's do some Q&A. And at the end of this video, guys, I will put timestamp in here as well. And all the link that we talk about with CNBC, CNN, as well as Yahoo Finance in the description. Okay. Andrea, welcome to Yay, new member. I'm so excited. By the way, if you are my community member, In full disclosure, I have no access to your YouTube account. I don't care to have access to anybody's account, anyone's private information. So, should you need to cancel your membership, you just have to go back and log into your Gmail account, go to account information or YouTube. You can tell your subscription, you can see it and just cancel it. Okay. It's a YouTube Google thing. I have no creators have no access to any of your stuff. Okay. Hype Codes. How are you? Good, Holly. I'm good. I'm a regular here. Well, Hype Codes, you gotta speak up. If you guys don't speak up, I don't know who you guys are. Okay. Last week I was actually hiking in the mountain because it was in the 80s degree. When you live in Arizona now, moving forward, it's 90s to 100. So oftentimes when you see me live streaming on the mountain, just forgive me. Know that I need some alone single mom time and I need to get out there because on the weekends I have my son and I just don't feel like leaving him a whole day with a nanny. I'd rather him be in school. Okay. So if you see me live streaming somewhere on my phone, I would encourage you to come in and just to say hello, check in and let me know what's going on with you. Sarah, hello, Sarah. How are you? Watching from Denver, Colorado. Hello. Active looking for recruiting roles. There are still recruiting opportunities here. Sarah, connect with me on LinkedIn. I mean, I came from a recruiting background. I have a whole network of recruiters. And let me take a peek at your LinkedIn profile, okay? If you guys wanted me to review your LinkedIn profile, all you have to do is share the link with me on LinkedIn, not on the live chat, on LinkedIn, guys, okay? Because again, I don't want a bunch of spammer to be linking you and sending you stuff. Okay, I do not want that. Hello, Iman. Give me all your questions and I will answer them all, my friend. Suhasan, hello. Modern, nice, fresh haircut ready for the summer. Yes, I've been cutting my own hair for 25 years. That is because I cannot find a salon person that could be consistent and know how to handle my thick Asian hair. Alrighty. Um, so Harrison said, is carrier break will impact on next job? What do you mean by carrier break? Can you identify that for me? Right here. What do you mean by carrier break? Okay. Jennifer, how are you, Jennifer? I hope all is well. Purple, hello, Purple. How's the new gig coming along for you? Jay, do liberal art degrees even matter anymore? That's a really good question. Let me just put it here, okay? Guys, give me all your questions. Again, I'm here to answer them all. No such thing as a silly question. Let me just put my name on top, okay? So Jay says liberal arts degree even matter. Well, it really depends though. First of all, why are you getting a liberal? Do you already have a degree or are you thinking about getting a degree? If you're thinking about going back to school to get a college degree, in my honest opinion, get a certification over a degree because one degree takes years to complete. Certification takes weeks to complete, and a lot of them are free. Okay. If you want to learn more and don't have a clue what I'm talking about, look at my collaboration video with Sammy Chang, who has over 70 plus cloud certification because that is the industry. Depending on your niche, you could be in security, whatever you are, right? PMP, technical programmer, whatever that is, even non-tech, I would go for certification, a little bit more hands-on over a college degree at any day. If you have a liberal arts degree, at least it's some kind of degree and you're educated, right? I would use that towards or I should say, apply that to any employer. It really doesn't matter. It shows the employer that you have a college degree. Okay. Comparing that to someone who does not have a college degree. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Also, Jay, what do you do for a living? Okay. Let me kind of tie the two together. Self cut. Self cut. Awesome. Yes. I cut my own hair. Jennifer, job search, but more confident. Great. Jennifer, all you guys have to do is to make sure that you do more things that you love to regain that confidence, right? Take a look at my very, very short 3-minute video from last week when I did it at a cave. I was climbing up on a cave when I live streamed last Tuesday. I talked about doing more of the things that you love to regain your confidence. Even for someone like myself, I've been doing the same thing for a very long time and I try to spice things up. Now I'm leaning more towards corporate training where I really miss that. I miss training employers, training hiring managers and executive how to have great leadership skill or how to meet their um, OKR, which is their goals, right? The goals, matrix, and pipeline for the organization or org they are responsible for, not just helping you guys land a job offer. So I'm leaning more of that. And for a moment there, I'm not gonna lie, guys, ever since I moved to Arizona last summer, I've been feeling a little lost between settling into our new home. We've been here since last December, but you guys do the math. It really hasn't been that long since I moved into the new place. I finally get the YouTube set up just a few months ago. And now I feel like I need to really get the groove back. And then the recession hit. I'm so busy treading water and trying to get back to a bunch of people for free, by the way, to help a lot of the folks who couldn't afford me, down to even helping single moms and single dads, transitions, and so on and so forth, especially locally in the Arizona area. So I do a lot of volunteer work physically outside of my digital world that you're seeing me on the social platform. Okay. So I feel like I've been so scattered where I know exactly where to go and how to do it. But my priority is um, I feed off of people's energy and I know my community members fairly well. So the more you guys are open up and being transparent with me and showing up to this live stream, I know you. Like Modern, for example, he's been with me for a very long time. I have folks who's been with me for 4 years, guys. I have had over 200 people who's been my paid YouTube member for 4 years. 4 years. Thank you so much, by the way. You guys are the reason why I'm still here, right? Um, but that shows me that the work that I'm doing is actually impacting people. And that's why I keep on coming back. Okay. So, as a way, all of your questions, I'm here to help you. But you need to really be good to yourself, guys. I know that when you're sitting around and you're staring at the computer, your laptop, your phone, your iPad, whatever you stare at, don't do that. You're on YouTube a lot. You know what? You don't have to watch YouTube. Just listen. Listen to my voice. You don't have to watch my just listen. Go on a hike, go on a bike ride, go on a walk. I don't care what you do. Go to TJ Maxx, Ross, grocery shopping, whatever you do more of the things that would ease you up so you're not stressful. Go to the sauna, go to the gym. I don't care where you go to, okay? Go somewhere. Because if not, all you're doing is spending your time applying for job and job and job bomb, job, not going anywhere. You're just repeating history on its own, okay? You do not want to be that. Jay says, Amazon one worker. That's cute. I've been doing labor all my life and I have a degree, but I have never got level up. I've applied so many times internally. I've been there for a year now. Jay, here's my biggest tip to you, especially when you are already at Amazon. Do not apply to job. The rule for internal transfer. Now, are you a permanent employee or are you a contractor or a consultant? Either way, it doesn't matter. The first person you should have this conversation if you are an internal employees of any kind, any company, not just Amazon, by the way. Okay. Talk to your manager or your supervisor, express your interest, tell them that, I'm really ready to move up or get that promotion. Can you please work with me here and can we set some expectation and goal planning and time frame for me to get there? If you don't open up that conversation, that uncomfortable conversation, your manager and superior is not going to take you seriously. Okay? They're just not because I've been around it for 20 years and I quit. I quit my job. Okay? That is why you have to be very authentic, very raw. You have to put yourself out there. Okay? I would have that conversation with your manager because it doesn't matter what position you apply for. Guess what? The first thing that hiring manager does is look at your performance reviewed at your current with your current manager. Okay, you better bet if they're interested in you, they will ping your superior for a reference. So to save you time, you might as well go straight to your manager and let them know you're interested to level up and give them some pressure. What can they do as your manager, your leader to help you get there? Okay, Jay? Hope that helps. Exotic. Hello, Exotic. Solo recruiter in the house. What's going on, recruiters? I'm based in New York, looking for a recruiter. I have applied to so many jobs and hardly do 3 to 4 interview, but no offer. When you interviewed now, Exotic, things have changed. You have to ask yourself, recruiter or not, what are you doing that can't talk, my lord. Let's try that again, guys. What are you guys doing that can differentiate you from other people? Okay. Recruiters are starving right now. You're competing with all the ex Amazonian folks. What makes your recruiting strategies different? What is it? Okay. By the way, are you a sourcing recruiter or a full cycle recruiter, or are you a closer? What kind of recruiter are you? All right. I talked a lot about creating different examples and stories in my entire YouTube channel. By the way, it has helped over 7,000 people land a job at these FANG company, Amazon specifically. So go check that out. There's a lot of example. I think, you know what? I may have one here somewhere that I can share. Hang on, guys. Let me see. You know what? I just may have something. Hang on. If I'm smart, I would have something, you would think, right? No, I'm not that smart. Apparently, it's not here. Oh, well. I thought I was smarter than that. I don't have anything to share. But Exotic, you know where I'm coming from. Sorry guys, let me get rid of that screen right here. You have to differentiate yourself. Your story have to be strong enough. You have to make the employer feels. They're not going to interview 1,000 people for the same role. They're probably going to interview the top 5 or 10 max. Okay? You only have one opportunity. Sorry, guys. Okay, I have a call soon, so I got to wrap this up quick. So you have to make sure that you are well prepared. Don't just apply for job. I know I've been repeating myself. I know a lot of people are, fighting with me on this. But Holly, all my job that I've ever gone, I've applied for. That's great because you have an amazing background. But let's not compare apples and oranges. Not a lot of people are like that. Some of you guys came from general labor or manufacturing. You didn't come from the Amazon or the Google or like the company name that people are used to. So it's gonna take you a while for someone to reach out to you, right? Network, guys. I have a lot of videos about that. Okay, let's take Varsha. Varsha says, good morning to you. I have 11 years in category management. I now want to get into product management. Also, I have 2.5 years break. I don't know where to start and how to start all over again. That's awesome. Well, the good thing is you have over a decade of experience. The first thing you should do before you even modify your resume, I highly recommend that you take a piece of paper out and write down all of your skills. Your skills meaning what have you achieved you're really good at as a category management, okay? Just that. Your second side is a product management. If you don't know what product management do, Google it. It's all over Google, by the way. Okay? And you have to by the way, the reason why I want you to make the 2 column because oh my god, I can't talk, guys. It's very clear that you can see the common denominator of things those 2 roles have in common, which is project management, right? Both of them have that. Are you detail oriented? Can you build things or produce things or take products or services from the beginning to the end? What is the product? Even as a category management, what was the service? What was the category? What exactly did you do? Because that itself is the actual product. So there's a lot of common theme here. Okay, do that first. When you do that first, the second thing I want you to do is fix your resume. When you fix your resume, don't remove everything that you've done as a category management, as mentioned. There's a lot of common theme here, right? If you need help on that, feel free to reach out to me on via LinkedIn. I'm completely okay in giving you a quick feedback on how I feel about it, or come back here next Tuesday where I can review your LinkedIn profile for free for all of my paid YouTube member, just hit join in any tiers. Okay. So when you do that, at least you know if you're hot or cold and what it is. It sounds like you have some amazing experience. I have every confidence that you don't have a problem in landing a product management job, just knowing what I've known about you right now. Okay. But without looking at your credential, if you have a college degree, where do you come from in your background? It's hard for me to give you more feedback. Purple Sparkle says, I quit. Exactly. I quit. For me, it's not about the money. For me, it's about doing more of what I love. I don't care how much an employer offer me a salary. At the end of the day, I want it to be able to do more of the things that I like. Because if not, I will feel miserable and I don't want to go to work. I just don't. It doesn't matter for me. That's why I chose the path that I chose. Okay. Full life cycle recruiter, awesome, exotic. If you're a full life cycle recruiter, you have to have an extremely strong client management background. And also, how do you, for example, the toughest rec you've ever have to close, what is your strategies, the toughest clients you've ever have to deal with? How many positions have you filled in a year, in a month, in a quarter? All of that stuff have to be very detailed, okay? If you guys are truly, truly struggled, and if you need some help, I am offering a discount because of all the layoff. I've been doing this the entire year, by the way, and my VIP coaching prices have never changed since 2019. But I am offering a discount for the remainder of this year. Reach out to me via LinkedIn, and I'll give you the discount code, and that is to my VIP coaching. You guys be well. Blue badge, Jay. Okay, right on, Jay. Thank you for those Amazonian who are here and hanging out with me. Guys, smile. Just, I almost want to say smile like a diamond. Yeah, smile like a diamond if I have to. If you are already an internal employee, work out your internal network. Okay. If you're trying to get a job, don't get a job. Think about career, think about long term. Okay. If you just have to pay the bill, even so, make sure you build your confidence because if not, the employer, guys, the employer will walk all over you. I repeat, the employer will take advantage of you, especially diversity. Talk to you next time.